All right, welcome back, everyone, to Sneaker Impact News. My name is Bryan the Botanist, and today my special guest is Joe Robinson. Welcome, Joe. How are you?
How you doing, bro?
Awesome. Thank you for joining us today. Guys, Joe is a multifaceted professional based in Detroit, Michigan. He's a community leader, manages a music label that he created. He's a co-founder of We Run 313 and a great friend to Sneaker Impacts. Joe, again, thank you for coming today. How's everything going in Detroit?
Everything is great. We got some really good weather. I actually just got back to Detroit. Me and my son went to Cedar Point. We went to a big theme park yesterday.
Wow. So summer has arrived?
So, yeah, summer has arrived for us.
That's awesome. So let's start off, Joe Robinson. Where were you born and raised? How has that influenced your identity?
I was born and raised on the east side of Detroit. It influenced me a lot, actually. Detroit public schools. Then when I got a little older, I went to a school district right outside of Detroit, Ferndale Public Schools. Went to college here. Went to Wayne State University, which is the biggest university college that we have here in Detroit. And yeah, just that neighborhood, the neighborhoods I grew up in, 7 Mile area, East Side, State Fair Avenue. I'm always familiar with these places. They shaped me and made me the person who I am today.
Our founder, Mo, is also from the state of Michigan. So did the music part of your life come before the running?
Music, for sure. I guess you want to say what came first, the chicken or the egg, right? My cardio base that I use for running came from skateboarding.
I
Actually,
love that.
yeah. So I was a skateboarder from the fourth grade all the way up until I started running avidly, and I just didn't have time to skate as much as I used to. So I had got a very strong cardio base, leg muscle base, core base from skateboarding. It started there.
That's so cool.
Yeah, the music came when I was 18. So that came first as far as like career development. I didn't Running didn't become a part of my career until I like 27 or 28 or something like that. But music, I have been doing it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the music set it all off. How did you get started in the music industry and what have you progressed to?
I got started in the music industry. This can be a long story, but I'm gonna try to give it to you in a
Okay.
concise, impactful way. I got started.
Thank
I went to Wayne State University. I was actually a sneaker collector. Actually, this is before I was a sneaker collector and a reseller. So this is before StockX. This is before all those websites where people can go and buy and sell trade shoes. I was doing that from my dorm room in 2009. Okay. So I
Wow.
had a huge collection of sneakers and I was always buying and selling shoes and going back and forth like that. And I was working at a store downtown, a clothing store in downtown Detroit. And the owner asked me one day, or she had got familiar with me through me selling shoes. So that's why that's important to the story. So then she had asked me one day when I was working, she told me that she wanted to get some artists in her store to do some in-store performances or meet and greets and different things like that. And I didn't know any artists at the time, and I just had went next door to get some lunch, and I met an artist. His name's Early Mac, and I asked him to come do the event that she was requesting. Long story short, we did the event, and he asked me to then manage him as a manager. I guess because he saw my ability to connect with people and hustle and go back and forth between selling shoes and running the store and doing these different things. I had never had no experience in music, but I guess those qualities of what I was doing could translate into music, and ultimately it did.
And so then catching people up, our audience, you created APX. Now, is that a music label, a music management, artist management? I've seen you post about how proud you are of your artists and their growth. So I know you probably do artist management. What does APX specialize in?
APX was started because I was inspired by Kevin Liles. Kevin Liles is a music mogul, music manager turned music mogul over the last 30 years. He had a artist management company called Kevin W. Liles Management. And so I started doing more and more work in the music space, and I wanted to put a title on what I was doing. So I just called it APX, and it really was. It's short for Apex. It's not an acronym. It's really Apex. Just I took the E out, right? Apex management, and the definition of Apex just means to be at the top or the summit, or if you're talking about the animal kingdom, just at the top of the food chain.
It's a strong name.
Yeah, that's where that came from. And it was just me managing artists and me doing events, me selling merchandise for the artists, me selling merchandise for my management company because we design clothes and different things like that too. And we did a ton of events. It actually evolved more into an event production group, more so than artist management. But I did manage a lot of artists, and I did that for about 10 years straight. And also, we had a record.
Wow.
We had a recording studio. I have a recording studio now, APX Studios, where we do music and podcasting. I don't necessarily manage artists, but I do executive produce music for artists in the studio, and we host podcasts. Host different podcasts there today.
Wow. So production and hosting.
Yeah.
And the label is growing in the sense of a lot of artists coming to collaborate.
Yeah.
Awesome.
It's not.
Is that some Detroit?
Yeah, it's not really like a record label. A record label is more so where you invest money into artists and then put their music out and then you get a return. I don't really do that. You know what I mean? I have the studio and I just co-executive produce music with the artist. So I let them use my studio and then we break bread on the music later.
And help produce the tracks. Yeah, man, that's awesome. Very cool. I love the distinctions because when the industries, it's not as easy for people to understand who aren't professionals like yourself. So thank you for explaining that. What is some of the highlights of your music career that you want to share before we move on to the running part of your life?
I'll share a few. So the two artists, I threw some pretty big events here in Detroit. A lot of events. A lot of what I did was like first of its kind events. So I'm real proud of that. And the artists that I managed two artists, and they then turned songwriters instead of one of them is actually still an artist, but they more so excelled as songwriters, and they're like Grammy nominated, multi-platinum. One of the artists that I used to manage, he's a songwriter now. He has a diamond record that he wrote on. Between the two of them, I think they probably up to maybe 50 million records sold as songwriters.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, no, they're doing amazing. They're doing amazing work. Amazing.
Great. Cool. So that's still always a part of your life. That's a big part of who Joe Robinson is.
Exactly.
Awesome. Yeah, I know on Instagram, Joe Robinson APX. So I want to shift gears now and talk about how you got started as a Detroit run leader and how We Run 313, how that came about and what it is. Can you share that story with us?
Yeah. So basically, my running journey started back in 2014. I actually was in Los Angeles for the first time on music business. And it was just my first time there, and I just was very inspired by the weather. I had never been before, and I was coming from a Detroit winter. It was super cold.
Yeah, I'm from Wisconsin.
Yes, it was gray, super cold. And it was February, so it was like the coldest part.
Sure.
Going to Los Angeles was like a real culture shock for me. It blew my mind.
Yep.
I'm like, wow.
Palm trees.
Yeah, I'm like, it's February, and I'm seeing palm trees and beaches and grass and all these different things. So I was just inspired by that, and I was like, you know what? I want to go for a run today. I had never ran before, and I was like, you know what? I want to try this running thing. I don't know what else to do. Let me try it. So I went out down to Venice Beach and I tried it, and I just was terrible at it. And I told myself I'm never doing it again. I was like, I'm never.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I was like,
I didn't expect that.
I'm never doing this again because I was just way too exhausted. But I did it wrong. I went out there and did hard sprints, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, you went out super hard, just like super inspired.
Yeah, just because I was excited to be there. So I just wanted to run fast. Passed out under a tree and just said, I'm never doing this again. Fast forward. I picked running up again, and I started doing 1 mile at a time, just trying to really learn it. And then 2017, I started running like 2 or 3 times a week. That was a lot for me. I started doing 2 miles here, 3 miles here, and then that was like big for me. I had never ran before, for real. And then 2018 is when I really started to get invested into running. I started downloading training plans. I started running 3 or 4 times a week. I started running 5K, 10K, started doing 10 milers. I just started really investing. I finally started buying running clothes. Everybody starts out with basketball shorts and this whole thing.
Sure.
I started to invest in running for myself and what that looked like. And then in 2018, I did our hometown event, which recently just had 24,000 people. I did the Detroit Free Press half marathon for the first time.
Wow.
Yeah, I did it for the first time. Yeah,
that's cool.
Yep. And it's a big event. And just in 2023, I went back and ran that event again and went top 10. I placed 10th place overall in it.
Wow.
Yes.
Oh my God, that's cool. So that's your local race.
Yeah, and it's huge. And so I think that was like a full circle moment for me. So that's how I pretty much got into running. But the way the run club started happened actually after my investments in myself and into the running space. That happened in 2019. In 2019, I had did the Miami half marathon for the first time, actually.
Okay.
And a friend of mine wrote me on Instagram when I was posting my pictures about it and was like, hey, you should meet this dude, Lance. You should meet Lance. You guys are both from Detroit. Y'all doing the same thing. Y'all should know each other. How don't y'all know each other?
Yeah.
So Lance and I connected, and then we started to link up and started to do runs. And we was like, yo, we should start a run club. And in May 2000, so me and him actually met in February of 2019. Then in May of 2019, the run club had its first run, and it was founded.
Wow. Yep. So from the beginning, you decided to call it We Run 313. Is that the area code for Detroit?
Yeah, 313 is the area code for Detroit. The name, Lance actually came up with the name. I couldn't think of a name, man. We had text a whole bunch of names back and forth. And I just threw my hands up. I was like, you know what?
I like it.
Yeah.
Simple.
Yeah. And that was the thing. At first, I didn't like it. I was like, We Run 313. I feel like it could be more intricate. It could be more thought out than that. But then I was like, you know what? That's something people aren't going to forget.
Yeah, they're going to remember it. I remember from the first time I met you, I believe at the running event in Austin last November, We Run 313. It just stuck in my brain. So that's cool. So how has that grown? What have you seen as one of the leaders? Is this a free run club? Is this meet at a store? How does the community get involved in Detroit?
We Run 313, man. We're a social run club that connect like-minded individuals through running to build a healthier and happier community. And we do that 3 ways. We do a 2-mile Tuesday, which is our introductory run for runners at all levels, paces, raises, sizes, age, whoever wants to show up. We do that Thursday, which is our 5K, 10K Thursday run, which is a little bit more intermediate than our 2-mile Tuesday. It's a step up from 2-mile Tuesday. 2-mile Tuesday is really a 1 mile out. We take a break, wait for everybody to finish, and then we come back. People get to catch their breath. Nobody gets left behind at 2-mile Tuesday. 5K, 10K Thursday is a little bit different. There's no break in between. If you choose to do the 5K route or the 10K route, there's not really a break in between, but we do wait for everybody to finish. Awesome. We also activate on Sundays. We do our Sunday long run, which starts at a 10 mile and it goes from there. And then we also have a 5K option for our Sunday long run too, so that those people who can't make it in time to run with us on Tuesday and Thursday during the week, they can come run with us on the weekend on Sundays.
That's awesome that you have something for all level of runners.
And all our runs are free.
All your runs are free. And how do people find, is it Instagram the best way to find We Run 313?
Yeah, they can find We Run 313 on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. But we also got LinkedIn too. But we post the most stuff on Facebook and Instagram. And they can also visit our website, We Run 313.
Yeah, I definitely found the links yesterday, and I have them for Facebook and Instagram. So we'll put those up in the description, guys. And I want to talk a little bit now about Detroit's running scene. So tell us about Detroit, because Miami, we have our own type of scene. But what makes Detroit a special running scene?
Detroit is a special running scene because Detroit is, first of all, it's the blackest city in America. right? We got an 80%, 75 to 80% African American population. And running as a hobby is just typically not something that African Americans do as a hobby. We might do it for track and field in high school. And if we do it good enough,
Sure.
we'll go to college and do it for track and field in college if we get a
Yeah.
scholarship or something like that. But just running a few miles, it isn't that popular in the city of Detroit, considering that we
Hmm.
were listed and labeled as one of the most unhealthiest cities in the United States. And the pandemic
Mm.
exposed that the people here in Detroit had 1 in 4 people had underlying health issues, from heart disease to hypertension to some type of diabetes or some type of cancer, right? So
Wow.
these healthy habits hasn't been the most popular thing. So for We Run 313 to come along and bring these African American people out to run and introduce running to them in a way that's not harsh, that's not scary. We lower the barrier of entry to
Hmm.
running. There aren't many running stores in Detroit that serve the inner city of Detroit. So we give away thousands of pairs of running shoes every year. We just had our fifth annual shoe giveaway where we giving away Brooks and Asics and Hokas and all these things to people who generally wouldn't have access to these kind of shoes,
Wow.
so that they can develop a running habit to then
Hmm.
turn themselves into healthier people. And the more healthier people we have, the more healthier community we have. We
Yep.
run 313 has been making a giant change in that and putting an impact in what we see as far as activity for African Americans in the city of Detroit. And that's what's unique about the running scene here.
That's really powerful that you're serving the community more than just the competitive runners, it sounds. But the competitive runners also have a place. Has it developed into a competitive run club as well? And how do and as well as one that supports kids? Are there youngsters coming? Is this more of an adult club?
So We Run 313 has runners of all ages. We got my
Okay.
daughter is 6. She runs with us every Tuesday. And
Amazing.
we got seasoned citizens. They don't like to be called senior citizens. We got seasoned,
Grandmasters,
yeah, we got more people who are in,
seasoned runners. Yes,
yeah,
like myself. I'm getting there. I'm just kidding.
seasoned runners.
No, people in their 60s.
We got people up to now.
Okay, cool.
So it's all type of people.
Wow.
And although I do want to say this, and I do want to make this very clear, although We Run 313 is in a majority black city, and our mission by default tackles the issues plaguing the black community just based off our geography, that
Mm-hmm.
doesn't mean we're
Yep.
a black only run club or only black people
Okay.
participate. That's
Sure.
just not.
So everyone's welcome to come. Yep.
Everybody is welcome.
No, and I assume that too, but you're actually reaching out to an underserved community that needs support, and that is a beautiful community that all kids who have access to parks tend to develop a love for running at an early age, I think,
Exactly.
as a coach
I,
too.
I
If you don't have access to parks and parents that, are that know, or they're a program too. The parents could be busy, but it's a program they can get you into. That's awesome. So kudos to you guys for seeing that need and serving more than just the fast runners or the runners who want to train for a marathon. It's inspiring to hear.
Actually, those kind of runners, like marathon runners or people that are running to place or running to win, those are the extreme minority. Those,
You're right. In the world too.
yeah, in the
Yeah.
world, yeah, just in the world of running, they make up like 1%
Sure.
of the people that's
Yeah.
actually running. We don't really link. Now, myself, my co-founder, yes, we go out, we try to place, we try to win, we try to do this, we try to do that, because we want to inspire our
Mhm.
people and we want to show them, hey, look, we came from the same spot you came from. We wasn't collegiate, cross country. We didn't run in school or anything like that. We just picked up a pair of running shoes just like you. We do that
Yep.
because it feels good to go from where we started from and take it to where we've taken it. But it also feels good to inspire people and let them know how far it can go.
Absolutely. And give it your best.
Right.
But it doesn't mean that it has to be focused on fast runners, but fast runners are welcome, but beginner runners are welcome. People like you that your background in skateboarding. I knew skateboarders in high school. It's just a really interesting story. I played soccer before I was a runner. I didn't start running till I was 30. So I'm also a late or 28 or so. I feel you, man. There has to be a way for everyone to feel comfortable. And the Tuesday run sounds very accessible and the Thursday one too. So that's great. Anything else you want to add about Rerun 313? Any partnerships that you want to shout out or past events? I know you guys did a spring kickoff recently, and then we'll get into Sneaker Impact next, but any 313 things you want to share?
Yeah, we got a lot of things coming up actually, man.
Okay.
Bring up this quick thing so I don't miss anything.
Yeah, let's hear about it.
We have a ton of things coming up. So right now, what's immediate for us? We have our second annual Juneteenth run. That's on Juneteenth. That's the 19th of June. And we partnered with Henry Ford Health, which is one of the largest hospital networks here in the state of Michigan. We partnered with Detroit City Council presidents and the Detroit Pistons, actually.
Whoa, that's incredible.
Yeah, this is our
for Juneteenth.
Juneteenth, yep. And this is our second annual event. The first one we had hundreds of people come out. Hundreds of people.
Wow. So that's a big event for you guys. That's cool. Yeah. We want to get involved with that. So as we got to get you guys care package for that.
Yeah, it's huge. It's huge. And then we also have in August, actually, I'll talk about this. And tomorrow actually is Global Running Day. I don't know when this podcast.
Yeah, no, we're going to get this out by tomorrow, Joe. Okay, yeah, we'll have this out on Global.
So we have a Global Running Day activation. Detroit is very unique because we sit adjacent to another country, Canada, and we'll be crossing the border and doing an international run for Global Running Day with a run club in Canada called Dub City Runners. So this will be the first time that We Run 313 goes international and partners with another run club. We'll be doing that for Global Run.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
Are you guys actually driving somewhere? Are you close enough to the border, or how does that work?
So we have an ambassador bridge. We have a tunnel to Canada, and you can just drive over, show your passport at the border, and cross right over and join an international run club. They actually come run with us all the time. So we get people from Canada that come run with us on a weekly basis.
So Detroit is that close to Canada? I didn't realize that.
Yeah, so it's literally drive. It's actually a shorter drive from downtown Miami to South Beach.
Oh, wow. So that's less than 5 miles.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. The bridge is only
that's incredible.
The bridge is like a mile and a half.
Oh, wow. So that's tomorrow, which will be the day this podcast comes out. We're really excited for Global Running Day here, too. How about any other events that you want to speak about?
Yeah. Lastly, I'll talk about our second annual Run the 315K. That's August. That's August 24th. So We Run 313 has gotten the opportunity to produce its own 5K through a partnership with a running organization here called Trivium Racing. And they allow us to have our own 5K. They help us co-produce it. We got amazing medals. We got amazing T-shirts. This is the second annual one. Last year was a complete sellout event. We sold it out, and we sold out 400 registrations, over 400. Actually, we only had 400 medals, but we sold over 400 registrations. And and this time we're looking to actually double that number, August 24th.
August 24th. And do people find that on We Run 313, your website, or where can they sign up?
So they can sign up for that they can go to our Instagram. This one is not on our website. This one is on Trivium Racing. But I'll send you the link.
Send me the link. I'll share it.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
All this information featured in it.
That's great to hear that people are getting involved with the 5K. So there's a whole summer schedule of activities and events with We Run 313.
There is.
So I want to get next section because I know we have limited time today. I will cover a couple more sections. Tell us about your evolution as a running influencer, because I heard that you were featured on the cover of Runner's World magazine.
Yeah,
Can you tell us about that?
That was crazy.
How did that happen?
That was actually crazy, man. Like, first of all, that's a dream come true. Matter of fact, that's not even a dream. Like, I never even thought of that.
Wow.
I never aspired for that. So I can't even.
Yeah,
I can't even call it.
That's like winning the lottery.
Yeah, I can't even call it a dream come true because I never thought it would be possible. Right.
I'm a runner, and that would be a dream come true.
And I had always been on Runner's World early in my running journey, looking up plans, looking up what to eat, looking just Runner's
Yep.
World is like a
Very accessible. It's good to get people into running, to be honest.
yeah,
Very good publication. I've followed it for many years myself. I love it. Yeah.
yeah. Runner's World is like a big encyclopedia, dictionary, thesaurus, all wrapped in one for running, right? So
Yep. Current events and all the tips from the pros and yeah, training plans, nutrition, mentality. They got everything.
it's a
So
one-stop shop, and I used to be on there a lot. So to go from just a new runner to the cover, that was mind blowing. That was like,
how did that happen? Walk us through it. Did you just get a call or was this?
so I'll tell you, dude. So it started with this run club in Charlottesville named Prolific, and they're another predominantly African American run club. And we had just met them just through the community, just meeting people. And Brooks, the shoe company, did a documentary on them. And in Detroit, we have one of the largest African American history museums in the United States.
Okay.
And Brooks was playing their documentary they did for them at a film festival featured at our African American History Museum. So they hit us, Run Club hit us up. Hey, we're in Detroit. We want to come run with you guys. And Brooks had flew them in a photographer from Seattle. And this dude is named David Jawo. I don't want to ruin his name, but his name's David.
Okay.
They came to our Thursday run and we were running, having a good time. And David, I had a workout that day. Basically, we got a 10K run, but I had to go like 12 miles. I ended up actually running by myself. And David saw me coming in running by myself, and he just shot the picture.
Really?
Yeah, but he was there.
So that's when they shot the actual shot. Was just you weren't even prepared in this.
I was literally just running past him. Literally. It wasn't like, hey, let's stage this photo. He literally saw me finishing my run by myself, and he was just standing there with his camera and just shot the picture and was like, oh, this is sweet. And shortly after that, he sent me the picture. We posted it on Instagram, and we thought nothing of it. It was just like a dope picture, right? It was just a good picture. And then he hit me up in October or November and was like, hey, Runner's World want to use this photo. And it was like no big deal because I had been featured on the website before. So I'm thinking, they just want to use it for an article or something. Like, that's pretty sweet.
Article on social media.
Yeah, or like a social media post. I was like, okay. Sure. And then he hit me back and was like, they might use it for the cover. And I was really excited, but he said they might use it. So I didn't get too excited. Yeah, I was like, okay, that's great news, but it's not like confirmed. So he was like, the editor's going to reach out to you and get your permission to use the photo. So I was like, okay. So the editor reached out and he was like, hey, we're thinking of using this photo for the cover. So even still, there was no certainty in it. It was just like, maybe we're thinking of it, this and that. So I didn't really get excited. I was like, yo, I hope that you do, but if whatever. So I was like, yeah, sure. Yeah. And then they didn't even, so my friend Kim Ermaza, she's actually from Miami. Yeah, she's a runner from Miami and she moved to Utah. And she's a very avid runner. So so like December came around and I was just in the house washing up after a run. And she sent me a screenshot like, yo, you saw this? And I was like,
so it just also appeared on the public, on the
yeah, like they didn't tell me that, oh, it's about to drop. They didn't say, oh, yeah.
Oh my God.
They didn't say,
that's dramatic, man.
Yeah. They didn't.
So you got a text message and you're on the cover of Runner's World magazine.
Crazy.
From a friend.
Crazy.
Unreal, man.
They didn't tell me like, oh, we're going to use it. Oh, this or that.
Or get you ready, get prepared. We're going to do the launch this date. But maybe that's how that's just an incredible story, to be honest. You get chills just hearing that. It's such a progression. So kudos. And anything else you want to share on where that took you next? Or I also want to, I don't want to do a quick shift, but is there any closing thoughts on that opportunity?
That opportunity has taken me a lot of places. I can't get into it now because we're short on time, but it's basically, it's taking me all over.
Yeah, because now that's on your resume. That's really cool, Joe. So I want to shift into how you met our founder, Mo, and the team at Sneaker Impact. Tell us about your initial impressions of Sneaker Impact.
I met Mo down at TRE, the running event 23, and actually you were there too. I met you and him on the same day.
Yeah.
And Mo was at you all's booth as I was walking past, and he was like, "Yo, you heard about Sneaker Impact?" And I was like, "No." So he told me, and then I told him who I was. We talked about the Runners World cover. We talked about me being an ambassador for Lululemon and all these different things. I also did Lululemon's global running campaign. We talked about that.
Wow.
And then I told him I had a run club, and I guess we just saw it fit that, yo, I'm sure all those people in your run club have shoes that they aren't using anymore. And we're actually using these shoes to help developing countries and footwear disparities get decent footwear. So I thought it made sense, and I thought it was a mission that I could align with. And we made some incredible things happen. And I came down to Miami on Mo and Frankie Ruiz's behalf to participate in the Miami Half Marathon again. And I got to see the warehouse and the operation and everything Sneaker Impact has to offer. And since then, Sneaker Impact has become a part of We Run 313. And since May 7th of this year, so going on 4 weeks, 5 weeks, we've had Sneaker Impact boxes at our runs. We've been collecting shoes. I mean, we've collected hundreds of shoes.
Wow.
They're in my garage.
That's incredible to
Yeah,
hear.
they're in my garage right now, and I send videos to Mo. Yo, we got to schedule a FedEx pickup. Yeah, we've been
That's awesome.
collecting a lot of shoes. We're still collecting.
Cool. Thank you so much. Yeah, I saw the video myself, and it's a lot of shoes. We really appreciate it. They're going to a deserving community. We have so many shoes in the US, as you probably know, being a sneakerhead, that other countries just don't have the access or the affordability that we do. And we're helping make it get to these places that are hard to get to unless you take airplanes. And there's a big need. 75% of the world depends on secondhand market, and the US really doesn't. That's become my opinion, is because very few people in the US depend on the secondhand market, like places like Haiti and Honduras. So thank you for doing that. And I see every single day the collections coming in, and it means so much. We want to support We Run 313 just as much. So thank you again for getting the community rallied. What else do you want to share about your sustainability story? How do you live and run sustainably?
I live and run sustainably, man, various different ways, man. I try to be as clean as possible in my life. I live a very halal lifestyle. Being a Muslim myself, like me and Mo, that's something that we share. Very clean, very halal lifestyle. Making sure I'm not wasteful. When I get shoes, one thing I do that I think is very clean. When I get shoes, I wait until all the miles are out of my shoes to open another pair of shoes. I know I have my weekly rotation of shoes, but I keep that very small. And I don't just open a whole bunch of shoes at a time and just cycle through the shoes. I literally wait. And now that I have a partner like Sneaker Impact, I actually have something to do with these shoes, because before I met Sneaker Impact, my shoes would go in the dumpster. And we all know that they end up in the land. And we know
no, the presses. No, yeah, and so it's free on sneakerimpact.com, and that's really cool. So you're mindful. You're breaking your shoes in. You have the opportunity to get some incredible shoes. You're not just throwing them around willy-nilly. You're taking care of them, which is extending the life of the shoe. It's called X-Loss, and that's a very important quality for being sustainable, is not being wasteful. That's really cool to hear that you're mindful. You're not wasting the...
Since I met Sneaker Impact, I think I've personally sent 3 bags of shoes, which is great. And it feels a lot better to do that, putting shoes in a dumpster. It feels so much better.
Thank you, man. Yeah, it's free. We'll mail a bag to any household in the country for free. Just go through our website. And that's how you met us, was at TRE, which is the biggest national event in running. And then that's so cool. You came to the Miami Marathon to run the half marathon. Do you want to tell us any quick stories from Miami, or any connections and people you saw down here in the race itself?
Yeah, I got to meet Frankie for the first time. That was dope. I had always followed him on Instagram. They threw my medal away.
Nice.
They threw my medal away.
No.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Yeah. So they confiscated my medal, TSA, because
oh no, at the airport?
Yeah, the Miami medal had these sharp edges. It looked like a ninja star. So I was going through TSA.
Oh my God.
I was going through TSA going
No, that's so wrong.
and they took the medal and threw it away. And then Runner's World caught wind of it and wrote an article about it. And then Frankie and Lifetime, they sent me a new medal. So that was a crazy experience.
Oh my God.
So I had
That is crazy.
I had a viral moment online in a runner space because my medal got confiscated. So they have.
Wow, that in itself is a whole crazy story. That's so cool that you got to meet Frankie. So before I let you go, I have a couple more quick questions. Give us some of your favorites for, let's start with shoes.
Favorite shoes, favorite running shoes?
Yeah, and then you can do regular shoes if you're passionate about that too.
Now we can stick to running shoes. It varies on what I have, what I'm running in, because I run in a lot of different running shoes. But I think during this training block right now, my favorite shoe is the Asics Magic Speed 3.
Okay.
Love that shoe.
Is that one of the racing shoes?
That's their trainer counterpart to the racer.
That's a trainer. Okay. I wear the Nova Blast myself, which I'm obsessed with. The Asics Nova Blast.
I just opened a pair of Nova Blast last week, and I'm running in those for my base mount.
I love them. Yeah. Okay. What's your nutrition like when you run? What do you like to eat when you're done?
I'm vegetarian, so lately I've been eating a lot of Indian food. We run at this restaurant called Breadless. They got vegetarian stuff too, so I eat a lot of their stuff. And I eat a lot of pasta. Now I'm up to 80 miles a week, 85 miles a week. I got to make sure I stay carb.
Wow.
While I'm running, I drink Propel. I drink yerba mate. I make a drink mix.
Awesome. And then your favorite thing to do in Detroit besides run?
My favorite thing, I like to play video games. I play Mortal Kombat a lot.
Okay.
Yeah, I play video games a lot.
Cool. Awesome. Okay. Any shout outs you want to give to the community before I let you go?
And shout out to Sneaker Impact. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Mo for being such a good compatriot, for being such a good humanitarian. Shout out to you both for being humanitarians and
thank you.
Doing your social responsibility for the world and making sure people who got footwear disparities get good shoes.
Appreciate that. Closing thoughts that you want to leave the Sneaker Impact audience with? I
just want to tell everybody, man, keep running, keep inspiring people. Running is hard, but please keep it going because you never know who you're going to inspire. You inspire the next person. That's just one step. One person after the next that can help you create a healthier and happier community.
That's true. So it's really great, Joe. Thank you for sharing your message today. And We Run Through in 3. Guys, we're going to share all the links, and you can find them on Instagram and Facebook at We Run 313.
Sir.
Awesome. Thanks again. I'm going to let you go because I know we had limited time today, but we're going to have you back in the future. Hopefully next time you're in Miami, we'll do an in-studio session and get to know you even better, catch up with you. So good luck with all your events this summer, and we'll talk soon.
Yeah, thank you. I look forward to being in the studio with you also.
For sure.
Talk to you soon.
Bye, everyone. Have a great day. Happy Global Runners Day.